At 78, music legend Barry Gibb has finally opened up about a secret he's kept for decades, a private truth about John Lennon that he's carried close to his heart. The Bee Gees frontman, known for his timeless vocals and songwriting, has always maintained a respectful silence about his interactions with Lennon, but in a recent heartfelt moment of reflection, he revealed the emotional truth behind their real relationship. For years, rumors swirled about the dynamics between the Beatles and the Bee Gees, two iconic groups that dominated the global music scene in the 60s and 70s. While fans often speculated about rivalry or tension, Barry Gibb has now shattered that myth by speaking candidly about the respect, admiration, and quiet friendship that existed between him and John. According to Barry, Lennon was more than a rock icon. He was an intensely observant soul, someone who saw through the facade of fame and recognized the pressures it placed on fellow artists. John was sharp, but he was also sensitive. Gibb said, "He didn't miss a thing. He knew what we were going through, even when the critics didn't." Gibb recalled a moment in the early 1970s when he and Lennon crossed paths at a private industry event. What started as small talk quickly became a deep, soulful conversation about music, media scrutiny, and the loneliness that often accompanies success. Barry was stunned when Lennon complimented the Bee Gees, acknowledging their musical genius in an industry that often dismissed pop acts as less serious. He said, "Don't let them tell you you're not the real thing. You've written songs that will last forever." Those words, Barry admitted, stuck with him through the toughest years of his career. Gibb also revealed that the two had quietly considered a collaboration, or at least a private jam session, which never came to pass. Life, fame, and personal struggles got in the way, and then came December 8, 1980. The murder of John Lennon outside the Dakota Building in New York sent shockwaves through the world. But for Barry, it was also the death of a quiet possibility and artistic connection that never got the chance to fully bloom. "I always thought there'd be time," Barry said, his voice heavy with emotion. "Time to talk more, to create something together. But life doesn't always give you that luxury." He admitted that Lennon's death hit him harder than the public ever realized, calling it a punch to the soul. For years, Barry said nothing publicly, partly out of respect for John's legacy, and partly because the memory was simply too painful to revisit. But now, as the last surviving Bee Gee and a music elder statesman, Barry Gibb wants the world to know that John Lennon was more than just a symbol. He was a deeply empathetic artist who supported others in ways the public never saw. He understood what it meant to carry the weight of the world's attention and still feel unseen, Barry said. "And that's why I'll always respect him, not just as a Beatle, but as a brother in music." And with that, Gibb's long-held silences finally broken, adding a new, touching chapter to the legacies of two of music's greatest legends.